Alright guys, you might have seen in my previous video that my mum and dad have brought me a Kreg Jig for Christmas. Well, in this video I'm making this base for the jig itself. It offers support for when you're using longer pieces, and it also incorporates some storage for your drill bit, your driver bit and all the other accessories that you might need. So stay tuned to see how I made it. I started off by cutting a scrap piece of plywood to roughly 2 foot in length. Then I started creating a groove in the centre of the plywood that will accept the Kreg Jig itself. If you've got a dado stack it'll go a lot quicker, but I'm just using my single blade. And as you can see, that's what it's like when it's finished. I want the plywood to be completely flush with the top of the Kreg Jig, so I'm just going to use my metal ruler to see if it's flush, and it's just slightly above the jig base. So I've found that just scrap piece of paper, put in the groove, is enough to bring it level. And that feels flush now. Then it's just a case of securing it to the base so it doesn't move around. I cut a couple of pieces of the same plywood to attach for side supports, and I'll just glue and tack it down in place. Now I'm ripping a piece of plywood to create the box section, and I'm also creating a groove that will later accept a thin plywood lid. And then it's just a case of cutting that long strip to the side pieces of the box. And then I'll just glued and pin that together. It's going to be attached to the base, so that's where a lot of the strength will come from. And that's what it's like when it's done, and as you can see, the groove on the top that'll receive the plywood lid. I drawed around the inside of the box to give me a guide for where to drill through, so I can attach screws from the back later. Here I am cutting the plywood lid. It's just some 6mm plywood for this. And I'll sand all the edges to make it easier to slide in and out. I drilled some holes in the actual base itself so it can hang on the wall, and a hole in the lid just for my finger to easily pull it out. It fits everything I've got at the moment, and there's plenty of room for any extras I might accumulate. And that's it finished. So that's it complete. I hope you found this useful. When using the Kreg Jig, if you're going to be using longer pieces, then I think it's best to make something like this, because these side sections offer a lot of support, and it's much better than just the shallow base, and you've still got the options to remove the centre section if you've got even larger pieces that you need to work on. And of course you've got some storage for the actual drill bit and driver bit itself, and all the other little accessories that you might have for the Kreg Jig. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. If you can share, comment, even subscribe to my channel. I've got a few other projects if you haven't seen those already, so you can check those out. Thank you all for watching.